1864, Virginia City, Nevada. The Territorial Enterprise is one of the largest newspapers in town. And its star reporter is a brash 29-year-old known for his piercing wit. His name is Samuel Clemens.
He was considered quite the SOB of his day.
In May, Clemens is placed in charge of the paper and wastes no time making the editorial page his own. On his second day at the helm, the opinionated writer pens a column attacking a man named James Laird, the co-owner of rival newspaper, the Virginia City Union. Clemens accuses him of failing to make good on a promised charitable donation. When Laird lays eyes upon the piece, he is incensed.
Laird became furious with Clemens. He called the remarks libelous.
So 3 days later, he publishes his own editorial, decrying Clemens as a despicable liar. But the reporter is convinced his claim is true and is stung by the personal insult. He immediately writes Laird privately, insisting on a full retraction. But Laird refuses. So Clemens decides to defend his honor in a matter befitting the frontier West, a duel.
And Laird accepted his challenge. The duel was set for the next morning.
Yet behind Clemens's bravado, he harbors a secret.
He had never been involved in a duel prior to this.
Like most Virginia City residents, he keeps weapons on hand for protection, including this pistol on display at the Nevada Historical Society. But he's never actually bothered to learn how to shoot.
Most often in a duel, there's only time for each person to get off one shot. Clemens doesn't have a chance if he can't hit the target.
Luckily, he knows a man who can give him some pointers. His friend and co-worker, Steve Gillis.
Gillis had been in a few duels before and had come out the winner.
So Clemens asks the experienced marksman to act as his second, a partner who ensures that the duel's conditions are fair. And Gillis agrees. On the day of the gunfight, the pair meet for last-minute target practice. Gillis instructs Clemens to take aim at a nearby piece of wood.
Clemens raised his gun in an awkward style and closed his eyes right before pulling the trigger.
The bullet flies wide of the target, and when he takes another shot, he misses again. A wave of dread washes over the reporter.
He felt that continuing with the duel would be like suicide.
What will it take for the overzealous writer to survive this deadly dilemma? It's 1864 in Virginia City, Nevada, when brash reporter Samuel Clemens picks a fight with rival newspaperman James Laird. The two agree to settle their differences in a duel. The only problem is Clemens is a horrible shot. So what will it take for the scribe to survive this gunfight? Clemens's colleague, Steve Gillis, tries to give him a few pointers.
Gillis said to Clemens, "Give me your gun, let me show you how to shoot it."
Then he spies a bird 30 yards away.
As the bird flew by, Gillis cocked the gun, he fired, and blew the head right off the bird.
Clemens rushes over to examine the target. Then the men hear footsteps approaching. It's none other than James Laird, accompanied by his second. Sensing an opportunity to help his friend, Gillis conceals the weapon.
And it's Laird's second that really notices the state of the decapitated bird.
He immediately takes Gillis aside.
He was astonished at the marksmanship and said, "Who shot this bird?"
Thinking quickly, Gillis responds with an outlandish lie.
Gillis said Clemens had shot the bird.
The stunned second asks how often Clemens can hit such a mark. Once again, Gillis fibs.
Gillis responded that Clemens could shoot that way 4 out of 5 times. That information knocked his socks off.
When Laird learns of his competitor's prowess, he decides to save his skin.
He took back all the harsh things that he wrote about him. The duel was effectively canceled. Gillis's impromptu ruse worked perfectly. Without his quick thinking, there's a very good chance that Clemens may have been killed that day.
Soon after, Clemens leaves the newspaper business behind and begins to pursue more narrative storytelling. In 1876, he publishes a book called The Adventures of Tom Sawyer that goes on to become a literary classic.
And he became forever known by his pen name, Mark Twain.
And this gun, on display at the Nevada Historical Society, is the rusty reminder of the close call that almost robbed the nation of one of its finest creative talents.